Welcome back, World of Warcraft Legion, the expansion that has no other weapon drops but your artifact weapon, the expansion that turns survival hunters into a melee class and marksmen fight at range with no pet, the expansion where warlocks lose metamorphosis because the new class, Demon Hunter, is the only one that can do that. Let's jump into this. Blizzard announced the new expansion at Gamescom, World of Warcraft Legion. No release date was announced, and they expect the beta to start later this year. Features of the expansion include a new hero class, the Demon Hunter, new continent, the Broken Isles, a new level cap, 110, artifact weapons, class order halls, new world bosses, new dungeons and raids. PvP is getting a new honor system. You will be able to boost a character 1 to level 100, a transmog system that will allow players to collect item appearances and outfits without using up inventory space, and the ability to create social circles with friends. So, what about the story? Azeroth faces a demonic invasion bigger than the War of Ancients. It is the biggest demonic threat to date. Players will go to the Broken Shore and fight Gul'dan and his demonic army at the tomb of Sargeras. This takes place before the expansion officially starts. We are going to track down the source of this invasion at the Broken Shore and take the fight directly to Gul'dan and his demonic armies. Our story starts after a battle at the tomb of Sargeras, and that takes place before the expansion launches, similar to the assault on the Dark Portal for Draenor. After the Broken Shore event, we wake up with the world on fire. We have to save the world! And to do that, we need weapons, and that's where the artifact weapons come in. We will receive an artifact weapon like the Ashbringer or the Doomhammer very early in the expansion. So while we move through the expansion, completing quests, and dungeons and battlegrounds, etc., we will earn artifact power that can be used to unlock traits on the weapon, giving the weapon a distinct look and make it more powerful. And some traits, they said, will change your rotation. Each class has their own unique artifact weapon and their own story on how to obtain their artifact weapon. For example, Frost Death Knights will find the Frostmourne shards in the Ice Crown Citadel to reforge them into a pair of rune blades. Ret Pallies will go to the Broken Shore to retrieve the Ashbringer. There will be no other weapon drops in Legion. So basically, you're going to be married to, to this artifact weapon. Okay, back to the story. To help restore peace, there will be class orders, and classes will work together to fight the Burning Legion. Order halls will be shared with other players of the same class and will be the player's base of operations for the expansion. Order halls will be located in different areas based on the theme of the class. For example, Pallies will have a hidden Templar sanctum under Light's Hope Chapel. Order halls are similar to the Death Knight area, where the player will customize and upgrade their weapon and do special quests and missions, etc. Instead of followers, this time we're going to have a small elite group of champions that will work along with us and who will have more relevance. We can send them on scouting missions or have them discover a new area for us to investigate. If they are sent to a zone, we will receive a bonus for completing objectives in that area. back to the story, to defeat the Burning Legion, we need demon hunters, and that is the new hero class. They have a unique starting experience and start at a higher level. It's been said between 95 and 100, but nothing as of the time that I'm recording this has been set in stone. Demon hunters wake up in the Vault of Wardens, who are desperate for their help. We will see the story through Illidan's eyes. Surprise! We get to go back in time for 10 years to take part in the events that happened 10 years ago at the Black Temple. As a member of the Illidari, we are sent on a mission by Illidan to the prison world of Mardone, which Sargeras created. Demon hunters will have 2 specs, DPS called Havoc and Tank called Vengeance. The devs didn't want to create a 3rd spec like Healing because it didn't fit, and they didn't want to water down a 3rd spec. Demon hunters will have horn, eyewear, tattoos, and skin variation customization options. Only the elf classes will be able to play Demon Hunter. Metamorphosis will be a Demon Hunter ability only. Warlocks will lose it. Demon Hunters wear leather and use daggers, fist weapons, one-handed axes, one-handed maces, and one-handed swords. Demon Hunters going back in time will be able to use those weapons, but in Legion, they will only be able to use glaives. Dungeons will be important, and I hope this means they won't be mandatory. They keep saying how essential dungeons are. They want to ensure there are more dungeons for challenging replayability. You can see on the screen the different dungeons and how they look. They look pretty good. There will only be 2 raids. The final fight will be with Gul'dan. And I'm not saying a whole lot about this right now because there's going to be a Q&A. And I'm hoping that more information about them will be disclosed, and then I'll talk about it at that time so I don't repeat myself. But as you can see on the screen right now, you can see what they are and how they look. PvP is getting revamped. They wanted to solve the imbalance of gear dependency. The new system is like the current talent system we have. As you earn honor, you move through the 50 ranks. Each rank gives perks and bonuses. PvP will be independent of PvE, as the abilities that are unlocked in the honor system will only work with PvP. So this gives Blizzard no excuse not to be able to balance things, since PvPers have PvP only abilities and PvEers have PvE only abilities. For those that earn a lot of honor, you can gain prestige ranks by resetting your honor rank and leveling it up again. This gives players something to do with those honor points without giving them more power. Players can also earn a badge for their unit frame that shows their prestige rank, and there are also mounts and PvP only artifact variants. They did not mention much else about PvP, so if you love PvP, start praying. That's it, sort of in a nutshell. What are my thoughts? They said in a separate interview that they do not focus on subscriber numbers. So for those that want to say you lost blah 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 number and you ought to do blah 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 because of blah blah blah, you are completely wasting your breath, because subscriber numbers does not move them to do anything according to what they say. Now, I'm a little on the fence about that, about the flying thing, which was not mentioned at all. Flying was not mentioned because a lot of people unsubbed, and it could be that it was just our feedback that got them to implement flying in some way. But, you know, losing money does talk, so I just wanted to bring that up, that it was said in an interview that they do not focus on subscriber numbers when asked about the loss in subscribers. Will dungeons be mandatory like Final Fantasy XIV to unlock traits, those higher traits, on the artifact weapon? Because they have mentioned before about not liking the fact that they create stuff and it's not used, and that playing with friends is important. Dungeons are essential. I'm hoping they don't do this. Will weapons actually feel epic if everybody has one? I mean, it's not the customization of it. My artifact looks different from your artifact. It's that everybody has a badass weapon. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you got Ashbringer. Come on now. Everybody will be walking around. All the Rets will have Ashbringer. So will Ashbringer be special anymore? I don't know. How many players will play a Ret Pally just so they can get the Ashbringer or their favorite artifact weapon? I guess time will tell. How can I say I lead a class order when there are other players running around there and I can see them? I mean, I get trying to encourage players to play together, but that doesn't make any sense, in my opinion. Are weapons dropped by heroes? Or are they wounded so that they can't fight? Or do they die? With the world in trouble, I can't imagine Thrall just saying, "Here, have my weapon. I'm retiring. Gonna have babies with my wife," you know? That doesn't make any sense. So, how do shamans get Doomhammer? How do you get that? The hunter changes, I think, are cool. They show a lot of diversity with the class, and they are fulfilling something that players have asked for a long time, being able to melee. So the specs are very different. If you want a pet, Beast Mastery. If you want ranged with no pet, then you're Marksman. If you want melee, you're Survival. Now the Warlock's losing Metamorphosis. I don't know about that one. I don't play that spec, but I can see a lot of players being salty about that. I'm probably still going to use my Garrison as my main hub. I don't know. You can still use your Garrison. I wanted to bring that up. It's not going anywhere. The class halls do not have a bank or an auction house. So I hope that, I and other players don't find it tedious to go there just to do champion stuff. You see what I'm saying? And I hope that they have a separate Hearthstone with a very short cooldown on it. But other than that, unless they give me a reason to go to the main city, which is going to be Dalaran, by the way, I don't see the point. I prefer the Garrison because it's smaller, it's more compact, everything's right there. Professions are getting more stuff, which I think is awesome. But I'm on the fence until I know what it is. I'm not one to get emotional about things, so I am absorbing what I'm hearing. We'll see how it goes. I'm not, going to be like, "Oh my God, I'm already sub." But I personally would not resub now because this game is not coming out until 2016 unless you're really enthused about the game. Because you might frustrate yourself and piss yourself off in Draenor. You really might. It might be a wise move to follow what's going on with the expansion, see what actually makes it in, and then use a boost to get to, and skip some of that stuff. But that's on you. Do you? I'm not feeling the loss of weapon drops at all. I'm just going to be flat out honest with you. I hate it. I thoroughly freaking despise it. I think that is a lazy ass way not to do weapons because they mentioned that shit. They mentioned, well, we don't like doing weapons for everything. They've been trying to get out of this for a while. Looking back, we can see how broken a lot of these teams were working together. I posted in the previous video where a CM said, "We're not working on Demon Hunters." Oh, really? We're not going to do flying. Oh, really? Now, looking at the map looks kind of small. So is that why there was this huge need to make the map look and feel bigger and feel more dangerous? You know, are they trying to balance things out because of these weapons? Remember that in Draenor they said that everybody, every class won't necessarily get a weapon in the dungeons and raids. So I think that this weapon thing, although I like upgrading one weapon, I do like that. But I don't like the fact that there's no other weapons. Come on now. Come on. I don't want to see somebody. I don't feel like a badass when everybody's got an artifact. I mean, we'll see how it goes. And I support companies trying to do something different, but I feel that that's a lazy route to take. But we'll see how it's implemented. So there will be a Q&A on the 9th, and I will bring more information as we receive it. I will most likely be doing a lore series going up into the expansion, because I'm curious about the lore, since this seems to be very lore heavy. And I like that. Usually I don't even read the quests. That's one of the reasons why I'll use an add-on to automate that. But I am curious now about it. So I'll probably do it. I will definitely be doing that as we ramp up towards the expansion. But for me, I'm on the wait and see as more information is released. But I want to know what you think. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Is there something that you really, really love? Are you looking forward to certain things? Let me know in the comments below. And I will see you guys in the next one.